See, I'm going to show you guys how to paint it. I use this silver spray paint often. You can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's, but I normally use that. And then I'm going to show you guys how to dry brush and make it look all cool and all beat up. And we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so some of the brushes I'm using, I have some small, fine ones. I have just a nice brush. And then this one is one of my favorites. Doesn't look that good. It's all like spiky and it's really weird. But this is what I use for dry brushing. So, I have some different brush options, which I'm going to be using most of them. And then I have some different paints that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using black, some copper, and if you don't have all these paints, that's okay. Some red, some yellow, and some burnt sienna. Okay, so first I'm going to use some of the yellow. So I'm going to grab my dry brush and just get a little bit. See, I'm not squirting it out anywhere really. And then I also use a paint palette. So for this right now, I will squirt some into the palette. So just get a little bit in there. And then, so I have some paint in the paint palette right now, and then I also have my dry brush. So what I'm gonna do is take the dry brush and see, I'm not adding any water to it, just dip it in a little bit so I have a little bit on there, and then wipe most of it off. But then to make it rusty looking, just wipe it on. So I don't know if you can really see that, but it's starting to look rusty. And really just play around with it. Get a little bit more on here. Wipe it off. Go along the solder a little bit. Really just play around. And then something that I also use is a rag. So see, as you can see, it has paint on it and it's all dirty. And then once you put some on, you can wipe it a little bit. See, it fades off a little bit. So it depends how much you put on. You accidentally get too much on there. Like right there, I have quite a lot. I can take my rag, wipe it, and then makes it look pretty cool. So I'm gonna do that on this part right here, just all over. Okay, so now you can see that I got it all over. Got some on the tip right there. Got some down in there. Just all over. So now I'm going to do that on the rest of the shield, but I'm not going to add too much. Just a little bit. Just playing around with it. Just adding a little bit here, a little bit there. Maybe some on the scars, some where the notches are. And this part I'm going to fast forward, so then you guys can see what it will look like once I do the yellow all over the entire shield, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so I'm all done with that. So I put the yellow on all over. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. Don't know if you can quite see it, but it looks like rust. So now we will dry brush some burnt sienna on, just to make it look like dirt and debris and other stuff. So I'll put some of that into our paint palette. And then I'll do the same thing that we did with the yellow, except I'm going to do it with the burnt sienna. So I'll just get a little bit, wipe it off. Then do the same technique. And as you can see, it looks like dirt, and then I can wipe it off if it gets too strong. Just really get in there so then you can see those lines. So now I'm going to fast forward this part, but then you can take as long as you need to do it at home. Okay, so I did the brown. It looks pretty cool. So now I'm gonna put into our paint palette a bit of red and a bit of black. So first I'm gonna put a bit of black in. Got some black in there. And then I'm gonna put a bit of red in. Okay, so we got black and red in. So now I'm just gonna dry brush a little bit of black. Start with black, and then I can move to red when I feel like I need it. So again, I'm just gonna do the same techniques that I've been doing over the entire shield. That looks pretty cool right around there. Yeah. So what I think I'm gonna do, I like that right there. It looks pretty cool. So I painted the black on the hot glue and wiped it off, and then it made it look like pop out. So I did that here, and I think I'm gonna do it up here since there's some more hot glue up there and down there, and then I'm definitely gonna do it here and around the cracks. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we can add the red. Okay, so I did the black. That turned out pretty well. I think it looks pretty good. So now I'm going dry brush a little bit of red. So I'm gonna definitely do some red on the tip here. And then I'm gonna wipe it off a little bit. So that looks pretty cool. Then you get some of the red in the cracks right there. And do some red on the sides. Then I'm just gonna do some red. Just kind of twirl it around a little bit. Dab it off. So I'm gonna go and do that over the whole shield, and then we can add the tiny details in. Okay, so I added the red. As you can see, it looks pretty good. So now time for the tiny details. So we don't need the dry brush anymore. And as you can see, since I'm not using any water, it starts to like go out. The roots will start to go out instead of like this. So right now for the tiny details, I'm gonna be using one of my small brushes. So I'm gonna get a little bit of black and paint just a little bit. On, and then wipe it off. And then I think I should add some black up here to make this a little bit darker. I'm gonna put some on the bolts. And I'm just gonna play around a little bit. That looks pretty good. Then I'm going to switch to the other side of the shield. And I'm going to work right around here right now. So I'm going to get a little bit more black. Paint it in there. And put some around here and in the crack a little bit. And then I'm also going to do the same with the smaller crack. That looks pretty good. So then any spots you need to touch up, just going in. Add them if stuff isn't fully painted. And then I'm gonna get a little bit of red. Paint the red on there. Looks nice and good. Dab it with my finger a bit so it gets some cool fingerprints on there. dab it. Then I'm gonna get a little bit of black to make some scrape marks. Put a little bit of red on there. That looks pretty cool. Then I can dab it a little bit. That looks pretty cool. And if there's anything else you want to add, you can add it. I'm gonna leave mine like this. And yeah. Stay tuned and remember to subscribe.